But then, you know, we have these guys. Okay, now let's look at this game. Let's look how Wei plays chess. Now, this game is maybe not very characteristic of him, because I saw that he's more aggressive, but in this game he showed some really incredible aggression at some moment. It started off as kind of one of those relatively quiet lines. He played a4. A lot of people don't bother with a4 because here there is no marshal, so you can just play c3, right? a4 is more popular as the anti-marshal weapon in variations where black had already castled and has the pawn on d7. Yeah, but he played it anyway, and then b4, d4. Now if black castles, then we get to a theoretical position, a lot of examples. Magnus played it with white. You have games of Caruana, of Karyakin. White takes, and then black takes either way. Levon Aronian used to take, or Nakamura Aronian was a very important game. Levon takes both, you know, with the pawn or with the knight, I guess, depending on how he feels in a given day. So it's really big. But because of the move order that the pawn is already on d6, black can play the move bishop g4, which was played by the Cuban player Gonzalez. Now, this is a better move, and the whole thing is a better version, I think, for black. But black is supposed to take with the knight. Don't you think? Make use of the pin. I looked at this, and I found a very good example how to handle this position for black in the game played by Vishy Anand. His opponent was a Spanish player. Again, I just forget names. Sorry about that. I really don't mean to be dismissive, but it's like I see Anand or Kramnik or Carlsen's name, and it kind of captures my attention, and I may just forget who the opponent was. No, well, don't be upset, get even, you know, get better, become like Carlsen, become like Anand and Kramnik, and then I will never forget your name. Use this as motivation. Please. Alright, so, look how Vishy played it, extremely well. First of all, he plays this move, which is quite difficult to figure out. But I think he made it impossible for white to go this h3 and g4 because of the sacrifice on g4. If the pin cannot be broken like this, then his opponent went queen e2 and queen e3. That's the only way to break the pin without allowing black to compromise your pawn structure. Okay, then Anand took, obviously this, and he played rook e8. Okay, bishop d2, very logical. Now, I mean, you and I, anybody else, would play e5, right? Hey, the pawn's under attack, you know, let's support it, play e5. I don't know really how white would proceed after that. I assume he would play c3. But Anand finds a way not to spend time on defending the b4 pawn, which in my opinion is just simply amazing concept. So he goes bishop f8, hits that. You go queen f4, and now he plays bishop e6. Obviously, if now takes on b4, then there is going to be this capture, and then there's going to be this, and then the pawn on b3. I guess that's what... Pardon me, queen b7. Ah! Queen b7, triple trouble. He's gonna take the pawn on e4. Black's gonna be totally fine. Neat. So Anand's opponent took and seemingly won a pawn. Nah, not quite. Queen c4, hitting 1, 2, 3. Now you can protect them all, so black gets his pawn back and Anand equalized the game. When will you do something about people who disconnect when they're losing? What do you want? What do you want them to do? I mean, so person disconnects and that's resignation. I mean, are you one of those guys, you know, who after the game is over and you beat your opponent in an over-the-board game, you look him in the eye? Well, extend your hand first and tell him good game. You just beat the guy, for crying out loud. Do not offer your handshake first. That's his job to offer his hand to you. He's just lost the game. And do not say good game. From his point of view, it wasn't a good game. Let people disconnect. Oh, come on. They just hate to see this position, you know. Take it easy, eh? Triple trouble, yep. This is how Anand plays. Okay, so... yeah, if you know this, then if you know this much about this particular line, or in general, if you know this much about chess, then everything's easy for you. You're Anand. But still, d takes c5 kind of makes less sense now to bother with this bishop g4. Alright, we can have a difference of opinion about disconnection. I'm really no expert on online chess because I never play online chess. I probably wouldn't disconnect if I were losing, but I don't know. It's just my opinion, you know, like, I don't know, people have a right to get upset when they lose the game. You know, you take your wins, no, professionally. You collect your points, you know, well, I don't know. Mark the result in a tournament table or whatever, you know, and just, you'll be laughing on your way to the bank, right? What difference does it make if they're upset? Auto accept over draw if someone disconnects. If someone disconnects in a tie game, would like to offer a draw and have it accepted automatically. Oh, guys, you know, really, I'm sorry, I can't really offer my expertise on this, you know. Anything connected with over-the-board chess, you know, I'll be glad to answer, but here I really don't know. Yeah, and time Marshall, but the funny thing is, Petrosianic, okay, Petrosianic, anyway you pronounce your name, that white didn't really have to play in time Marshall because d6 was played right here. That's why it's a little strange, this move order, but anyway, it didn't take with the knight, and now we're gonna transpose. Now, this could be a theoretical position, only two things would have happened. First of all, black would have taken on d8 with the other rook, if he had already castled. And secondly, I don't think he would bother putting the bishop out on g4. Now, Wei grabs this thing, you know, and increases his advantage and plays extremely well. First he gets the bishop pair. Now he plays this and c3. Puts the bishop out on b5. It's very simple chess. And now this one. Look, black controls the d file, but he cannot get much out of this. Tactics. I don't know about this. Was it really that good for white? Maybe black could have played this. Maybe black doesn't lose anything here. I'm not sure. I think that knight takes c4. I don't really know. I did not analyze it very deeply, but there could be some strange moves. Maybe even knight g5, huh? Because if you take this way, then there is that, and that's going to be win of the exchange of this, because the bishop is also hanging. Black would have to do this, then you take. Oh, you sack a pawn. What's that, rook g6? I don't know. Okay, anyway. I'll just mention that I think knight takes c4 may have been possible. But the Cuban player Gonzalez took and played knight d7. Black got outplayed and very quickly. Here something strange happened, because I really don't see any sense for Wei to do what he did. I will venture a guess that he simply played like the second move of the variation he prepared. You know, it happens sometimes. I mean, very logical would be to take this, right? Then take that. You got a passed pawn and no better pawn structure, and moreover, you got this move. What more do you want? I mean, that's sizable advantage for white. I mean, it can be transposed, I don't know, or converted into, transformed, I should say. Why did I say converted? It's too early to think about conversion. You have to transform your advantages. One transformation possible is to start chopping everything off. Forget about the queen side. No, probably no better square. Now this. Alright, so we took a lot of pawns, he took a lot of pawns. He cannot even it out because of the mate. So next we're gonna go f3, now it's 4 against 3. Without the knights, would be much closer to a draw. With the knights on, good winning chances. I don't know. I'm sorry, Angel, you're late, but no, well, you still got about maybe 40 minutes of the show left. So, I don't think it's technical draw. It's 4 against 3 and with the knights on. It's pretty decent chances. Actually, if white trades off rooks, then it becomes really a borderline thing. I saw about equal number of games that the side with the extra pawn won in knight endgames 4 against 3 as when the defensive side drew. I mean, you can't say no to this position. I mean, it's just, you play it. Okay, maybe you're not gonna win it, but you'll play it. Feeling sorry for Nigel Short, especially after winning that Open. Yeah, Nigel was world